Alright guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the trade that I did on ANY. ANY is a pretty simple stock, but it was running on no news. Right, it's starting right off over here. This is where I entered on this dip. So since before I enter, I will look at the different kind of criteria that I have. First criteria is how much is the volume being traded, what's the float, what's the news, and what's the overall chart pattern, right? So if you see over the years, if you see the stock has been falling down pretty hard, and you can see from the spikes, it failed, spiked again, the next day came back down again, spiked, failed again, spiked, failed, spiked, failed, and the second day came red, opened up, but it was red on the day. Same thing for this one. This is even worse. Even though the higher volume went up, but it just crashed down. It couldn't hold its gains. And recently, and this is a stock we were talking about, I've been a little late for recording this, but I just wanted to put it out, especially for everyone who wanted to know what's the right way to trade it, or what's one way to trade it right. So on this stock, see, as always, it did fall like it did before, but obviously I wouldn't know that before I went into the trade. So basically, by looking off at all the stuff, you would know that there are a lot of bag holders. That's why whenever it went up, it was unable to hold its gain because there's so many sellers that brought the stock back down. That's why I had this candlestick, extra candlestick at the top on several days. So if you see for the day, I'll go back to the 1 minute, change it up to the 5 days. Alright, so you can see right here, so this is the day of the spike, and you can see right now, you can see that it never really held its gain. It crashed, went back up a little bit, but it just couldn't get above the 4 and hold there, and tried again, hit the 4, came back down, which is a pretty good short position, but I didn't enter it. I was off, I wasn't at the computer anymore, made a good amount, and that's out. So what you're seeing over here was what I was trading at. Usually if there's no news, as I was looking at stock, the volume was trading, but then there was no news. And that's a pretty clear sign that I want to have a quick trade in and out pretty quickly. Don't want to be holding it for a big grind up. I do not want that, because if there's a bad news and it's just spiking up because of pumping up, I don't want to get caught in it and be up and then like be losing money on the trade just because I was greedy, right? So as the stock started spiking here, came out on my scanner, came back down. And as you can see, VWAP, I do look at VWAP a lot, but I do look at all the other charts. I do have the moving average, exponential one, simple moving averages, but the clear one for all beginners to start with is VWAP. That's what I use the most. I don't really pay attention to the SMA or EMA, to be honest. I just use it for supplemental technical indicators. They'll help me get into a trade and feel more comfortable. Just give me a bit more support mentally. So when I saw this, after it came up on my radar, it dipped down, right? And I saw, okay, this could be a runner, because recently, if you saw the pattern, whenever a stock ran, like, once it broke the main resistance level, you knew it was a runner. It wouldn't be like it would break out and then start failing. It doesn't do that. If it breaks out from the first resistance level, you know it could be a runner. So you get even more like prepared mentally to get into the trade. You have more confidence in it. So when it broke, when it came back down, when it dipped down, after hitting the 230s, I'm like, all right, so 230 is gonna be my breakout point. The VWAP is under it, and it's holding above VWAP, right? It's the 1 minute. So I saw it bounce around, and it closed like this, which is balanced. It means that the buyers and sellers, they're kind of equal. No one could outdo each other, right? No one could power each other out. So basically, when it started perking back up right here with the green, I bought it in at 220, 223 ish, and my breakout was 230. My support and my selling point was the low of the previous candlestick, which was 210. Now, just to be clear, the 210 was my support level. If it broke underneath, I'd be out. As simple as that. Even though the VWAP, it would be holding the VWAP, I only use the VWAP as a kind of like a trend kind of indicator. It holds it. If it's holding it, it's a good sign. If it's not, it's a bad sign, right? For longs, at least. So when it did hold it, it started perking up. I got in at 223, 223, I think, and it was $2,000. I invested into it. So yeah. So basically, got in. My risk level, if you could check from the calculations, let me just see. If I got in at 223, 223, 2.10, that's 13 cents of my risk, and my I was my like obviously my target price to sell at would be $3. As you may see, it did halt, but I did sell earlier than that, kind of. Well, I did sell in the two. Let me see what up. I think it was the 270s. Yeah, I sold it like at 279, 280 for a pretty good gain. Um, and I'll explain why I sold earlier than the $3 level. But right now, so basically, if you see the risk level, it was 223 minus 2.1, 13 cents of risk, and my upside was $3. So 3 minus 2.3 is zero point 0.7 divided by 0.13, which is my risk. I had a 5 to 1 risk level. 5 to 1. That's a really good trade. 4 to 1, I prefer, if you're going to go into a trade, it should be at least a 3 to 1. But 5 to 1 is even better. The higher the better. And that means a lot more traders will be thinking of getting into it because it's a safer kind of bet, if you will, a safer plan to trade. So basically, I got in, so it started moving up, and then as I had known before, I noticed that there was no main news. The only news that was out at the time, and on 14th was, um, before the halt, it was I think the let's see, um, I think it was asset and acquisition and disposition. That's not a big enough news. I want news something like a breakthrough or news with like partnering up with another company. That's something I like. That's what I would be holding through. But since this wasn't a main big news, I just wanted to be in and out quick, and that would be my day. So I got in. It broke out to 230 without hesitation, so that was a good thing. Or usually I'll start like looking through. If it does fail, I'll be getting out. I don't want to be holding it all the way back down to 210 because if it does try breaking out and it comes back down underneath the 230 level, that's not a good sign. That means it couldn't hold. It's too many sellers. I want to get out. That means the bag holders were stronger than the buyers. I don't want that. I don't want to get to know if it'll hold at 210. Let me just take my profits. Let's see if we can get back in afterwards. So when it broke out at 230, went up to 254. Obviously I put this resistance line afterwards, but it went up. 250 would be my like secondary selling level because 250 the 50 cents and the dollar levels are natural resistance levels where most sellers would sell psychologically. So I was waiting for that, but it did come down a little bit. I'm like, okay, let's see how it opens up the next candle, and it didn't even like it didn't have a bottom tick, down tick. It just spiked right back out, started spiking up, and then that's when I said, okay, this is a pretty extended spike. Went from 230s in 2 minutes. It went from the 230s all the way to the 288. So obviously I didn't know that it was gonna close at 288. I was out before that, but I was looking at it, I'm like, all right, it went up from 230s and is right now, and I sold it at 270. I'm like, okay, it's up to 275 at the time. That's pretty high. And if you see, like right now, it doesn't look that much because it did go higher. But if you see like right here, that's a pretty big spike if you see it. So that's what I said. You take your profits, make money, and then go trade for another day, which is tomorrow, right? So that's what I did. I got in and then got out around the 272, I think, or 273. It was a 275. I don't know. I think it was a 279. Yeah, it was a 279 level. Got out. So what's the gain? I think that was let's see. I think it was a 10%, 15%. Let me see. Let me just calculate for sure. I don't like say the wrong number. 223. 2. Oh no, that's a 25%. Wow, that's pretty good. So basically, 25% had 2,000 on it, minus $20, which was my commission. So $482 in basically 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. So right here, got in right here. 1, 2. You could say about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. Just say this extended. That's what pretty good. See, that's what trading can do. You can make money pretty quickly if you just have the right education. And I hope you guys can learn something from this trade. And that's what I learned. That's how easy it is. You just have to follow your main setups that you like and you're comfortable with, and you can get to know about what setups you like by trading and recording in Excel. That's why I do have it recorded, and then I can see which trades are better at, which trades do I focus better mentally, and where and I keep my focus. And these kind of trades that I like: easy breakouts, holding support above the VWAP, and it's curving up with the VWAP. Curved out the VWAP, spiked out, it was spiking, and I really didn't have to hesitate to sell. Didn't have to say, "Oh my God, if it fails, what's gonna happen?" It just never gave me a thought. It just green right off the bat. upticks, 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 and basically that's my gain. I gained 482, I think, yeah, 482 dollars in 3 minutes, and that's how you do it, guys. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments section, and just hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. New videos coming up almost every day. I'll be giving out videos of how I traded, some live trades as well, not just pictures or me just showing it after the fact, also live trades, so you can see how what I'm thinking before the trade, in the trade, and after the trade, and how to react to it. So that's how you guys should like adopt that mindset and how to be thinking while in a trade and before trade. And some of you guys might not know, before the trade, getting prepared for the trade is the most important part of it. Not while you're in it, but the preparation for it. The entry is very important in stock trading. If you're not in the right, if you haven't entered at the right price, even if it's a really good setup, you won't be making much money. That's why you need to be in at the right price. So entry is important, and I'll be making a video on that very soon in the future, on how to know when a stock's going up, how to know if it's going to be a breakout or how's a failed breakout from the long-term charts and in the short-term charts. As you can see, $482 in 3 minutes, and I hope you guys can make it like this too. All you guys need to know is gotta focus, gotta prepare yourself for the markets by looking at the past. It's not like you're looking at the financial crisis from 2008. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, as I told you in the start of the video, you look at the past performance of the spike. Like failed spikes is gonna higher chances of it gonna be a failed spike in the future too. So that's what you look for, right? So guys, that's my trade on ANY, and it was a breakout. And hopefully you guys learned something from it. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. And I hope to see you guys very soon in my next video of my, I think, trade on AEZS or AEZS, if you will. Alright, guys, thanks for watching.